Hello YouTube. Today I'm gonna show you how to configure inter-VLAN in Cisco router, and this is the most usually routing. And for inter-VLAN routing, you must have to clear idea about VLAN and how to configure VLAN. Okay, let's go. For this tutorial here, I will take one router and one switch, two switch. Okay, now I will choose cable, gigabit Ethernet. Okay, 15. Put it. Here is for VLAN configuration. Port number is very important. Very important, and you must have to remember which port number of switch are connected with which PC. Here 10 and 10. Okay, this is our topology. Here I will use two VLAN ID 10, address will be for VLAN 10, IP address will be 192.168.0.0/24. okay, VLAN ID will be 10 and VLAN name will be, let's say, CSC. okay, computer science. And another VLAN will be another VLAN ID will be 20 and name will IEEE. okay, and IP address 192.168.0. Let's say 10.0/24. okay, okay. Port number for VLAN 10, port number, switch port number will be FA 0/1, 0/2, 0/2. For the 0/3 and 0/4. okay, and this will be VLAN, this part VLAN 10 and this part VLAN 20. VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Done. Now let's configure. Right, in this tutorial I will explain how to configure inter-VLAN. So first I have to configure the VLAN between the two switches. So let's say configure VLAN, configure terminal. Okay, VLAN 10 sorry, Vlan 10. And what is the name of Vlan 10? CSC. And another Vlan will be Vlan 20, and name will be Tripoli. Okay, exit. Now create same Vlan ID in this switch. Enable configure terminal Vlan 10 name CSC. Look guys, one important thing is in Vlan domain, right? Here I am using two Vlan 10 and Vlan 20, and name of the Vlan 10 is CSC and Vlan 20 is Tripoli. So during configuration you must have to remember in both switch the Vlan ID and Vlan name must be same. If there is any insimilarities, then Vlan will not working. Clear? Okay. Create another Vlan 20 name Tripoli. Okay, now let's assign the port to the specific Vlan ID. Okay, interface FA0 by 1, switch port access Vlan 10, interface to switch port access Vlan 10, interface 3 switch port access Vlan 20, 4 access Vlan 20. Okay, done. We are done with this switch. Now let's check about the configuration. What is the troubleshooting command? Do show Vlan. Okay, so here we can see that Vlan 10 and 20, the name of the corresponding Vlan is CSC and Tripoli, and active port number for Vlan 10 port number is FA01 and 02, for 20 FA03 and 04. Guys, one important thing is here I put the command do show Vlan. Actually this command is for only the user executive mode. Sorry, for the privilege mode, right? Exit. Here we can just type show Vlan. We will see the same information. If we run the troubleshooting command in the configuration mode, then we have to add do show Vlan. Okay, now let's assign the port number in this switch. Interface FA0 by 1, switch port access Vlan 10, guys. Here I am showing you just for in a small topology, right? Here I use two switch and one router, but when you working in your real life and in each VLAN you have to assign lots of port numbers. So that is the easiest way to assign lots of port numbers in just only one command. And okay, so to add multiple port in a certain VLAN ID, it's very easy. Okay, look, I am adding fastEthernet 0/3 and 0/4 in VLAN 20 in just one command. Okay, interface range fastEthernet 0/3 to 4. Okay, then switch port access VLAN 20. Done. Now same we check do show VLAN. Look, here is VLAN 10, VLAN 20, name corresponding name CSC Tripoli, and port number FA01, 02, 03, 04. Everything is correct. Okay. And one important thing is interface okay, we know that in VLAN the communication between two switches must be in a trunk port. Okay, so fastEthernet 0/10 we have to switch this port mode in trunk. Switch port interface fastEthernet 0/10 switch port mode trunk. Also have to configure here interface fastEthernet 0/10 switch port mode trunk. Done. Now put the IP address in client PC manually. I will make another tutorial while we using VLAN and how to configure DHCP. I will explain it another tutorial. Okay, for this PC it's VLAN, and this PC is under VLAN 10, and VLAN 10 IP address is 192.168.0.0. So 192.168.0. Let's say this PC IP address is 0.1 subnet mask, and let's forget just forget about the DNS default gateway right now. Okay, here is 2. Okay, then 3 and 4. Okay, this is under this PC under VLAN 10, and the IP address of VLAN 2192.168.0.10.1. sorry, 192.168.10.1. copy this IP to three and 4. Okay, Now let's see, is same VLAN can communicate each other or not. Okay, successfully. Okay, successfully. Now try to different VLAN. Okay, failed. So guys, in this state I can communicate same VLAN but cannot communicate different VLAN. To communicate in different VLAN, we have to configure inter-VLAN routing. And when a client communicate a computer and which computer is an another VLAN, then this packet must have to go through the gateway, and for each VLAN have different gateway. And inter-VLAN is configured in the router. That's why in this topology a router is necessary. Okay, so let's go. Configure the inter-VLAN routing. Okay, no, enable configure terminal. Okay, for inter-VLAN routing we have to create sub interfaces, because here we have two VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and for each VLAN we need gateway, but we have only one interface. So that's why we have to divide this interface logically in sub interface. Okay, and it is not necessary to put IP address in that interface. In that interface means gigabyte 0x0 interfaces. We need to put IP address in the sub interfaces. Let's go forward. Okay, so just I have to enter this interface gigabyte 0x0. I need to just up this interface. Okay, no, shutdown. Okay, my interface is now up, but there is no IP address in that interfaces. Now I will create sub interfaces. We as I told you earlier, we have two VLAN and we need two sub interfaces, right? If in this topology if in this topology I use 3 VLAN, then I need 3 sub interfaces. So interface gigabit 0x0 dot 10. Look carefully. What is the command? Interface gigabit 0x0 dot 10. Dot 10 is the sub interfaces number. You can put here from 1 to 65,000 something. Here I put 10 because I use this sub interface for VLAN 10. That's why I put here 10. Because in later I can remember it easily, that interface for VLAN 10 ID. Okay, sub interface, and look the output messages. It shows sub interface is created, line is up. Now another command, encapsulation.q. This is our VLAN ID. If you use this interface for VLAN 10, then you have to put here 10. If you use this sub interfaces for other VLAN, then you have to put that number. Don't be confused, okay? Now I have to give IP address, and which IP address I have to give here? I have to give here must VLAN 10 IP address, which will use the gateway for VLAN 10. Okay, now I will put here IP address 192.168.0.5 and mask 0. 192.168.0.5 IP address will be gateway for VLAN 10 client. Our one sub interface is done. Now I have to create another sub interface in similar process. So interface gigabit 0x0.10 10 dot after dot, it is the sub interfaces number. Here I put 20 because I will use these sub interfaces for VLAN 20. Okay, look the messages, and encapsulation dot q, this is our VLAN ID, IP address, and IP address must be corresponding VLAN IP address 192.168.10.5 0. Okay, done. And one important thing is that this port interfaces 0x15, we must have to trunk mode. So 15 switch port mode trunk, because this port will carry always VLAN information. And which port will carry VLAN information? This port must have to configured as trunk mode. We have to configure it in trunk mode. Okay, so our configuration is done. Just I have to put the gateway in each IP addresses here. What is the gateway? Gateway is 5. This is also 5 5 5 and 5 5 okay, let's check different VLAN successful from this VLAN to this VLAN, successful from 10 to 20, successful from 10 this PC to this PC, successful again, successful again, successful. Okay, thank you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If there are any difficulties, you must comment and I will try to reply. And all of the comments whatever I have used I will provide in the description box. Thank you again.